UFC will be announcing it. I still need to have further chats with the UFC on stuff, so we'll be finding out soon. More conversations will be had early next week. There's stuff going on behind the scenes that I can't speak about, but yeah, just don't believe everything that you see.
Don't get me started on that. It's just like, how can you have a pound for pound? What does that mean if everyone's the same size?
That's more to do with the UFC. They really, really want to make the fight with me and John Jones. For me, I'm not bothered if I fight John or not, really. It'd be a good bonus if I can beat him. That I'd beat the best of all time. That people say that he's the person who's the best of all time, but I want to fight, man.
Tom Aspinall shut down a reporter's question about John Jones and confirmed that he's currently in negotiations with Dana White about his next fight. Addressing the ongoing talk about a potential fight with John Jones, Tom Aspinall emphasized that the talking has gone on long enough and assured he's ready to fight him anytime, with no hesitation whatsoever.
John Jones, you don't know where you stand. Dana said it's the biggest fight in UFC history now, so...
Yeah, I've had enough talking about it, mate. I'm honestly bored of it. We'll see what happens. Yeah, we'll just see. I'm ready to fight whenever they tell me, so just let me know. I'll be there.
Adding fuel to the hype, Dana White shared his thoughts, clearing up doubts for fight fans by confirming the fight will happen, but noted that negotiations with both fighters' teams are still ongoing and no specific date has been set yet.
Yeah, that's...
Give us a little bit of something. Can the fans get excited about the super fight they want to see?
I'll tell you what I've been telling you since day one. The fight's going to happen. The fight's going to happen. It's just a matter of when now and getting it signed and done, and the fight will happen.
Do you have a cut-off point in your mind of when to get that done?
No, it's going to happen. It's done, but it's not done. Not done enough to sit right here now and announce it and give you a date, but the fight's going to happen.
Meanwhile, in a recent press conference, Dana White hinted that a potential date for the Tom Aspinall versus John Jones fight could be revealed soon, confirming the bout is expected to happen this year. He also urged fans not to pay attention to any rumors until he makes the official announcement himself.
Everything you hear is bullshit until we say it.
So that fight is still the target for both men?
I've said it many times that's the fight that we want to make this year.
Amid all this, Georges St-Pierre has also weighed in on the situation, suggesting that Tom Aspinall should focus on what's next for him rather than waiting on John Jones. While he admitted that, as a fan, he'd love to see the fight happen, he pointed out that waiting around could become a distraction for Aspinall.
Tommy needs to focus on the next task. I remember when I lost to Matt Serra, I was making the mistake of trying to focus on Matt Serra to get my revenge immediately. But I had a few other fights lined up before to get to that. And if he's only focusing on John Jones, and if John Jones does not come back right away, he's not focusing on the right thing. He needs to focus on what is next, the next path. Because the rest, it's a distraction, you know, and things that needs to be done will be done. You know, I don't know what John will do, but as a fan, I would love to see this fight. I mean, because in terms of legacy and accomplishment, John Jones is the best. You know what I mean? But
furthermore, Georges acknowledged that he understands Tom Aspinall's desire to fight the best, but warned that waiting too long could cause him to miss out on other major opportunities that may come his way. He also pointed out that it's still uncertain whether John Jones will even respond to the fight, so Tom shouldn't waste his energy waiting around.
And I understand Tom from his point of view that he's a proud fighter, he wants to be the best, but now it's all depend on what John want to do. If John still want to do this, if he's compensated fairly, all that plays. So Tom should not focus on that because it's outside of his control, and he's wasting a lot of energy focusing on that. And I know it's very hard, but he needs to sort of self-hypnose himself to focus on the next thing and be hungry about the next task.
On the other hand, Joe Rogan expressed confidence that John Jones will eventually fight Tom Aspinall, calling it not only a major money fight, but also a chance for Jones to add to his legacy. While he praised Aspinall's fighting skills, Rogan pointed out that Tom hasn't been truly tested in deep waters yet and suggested he might not make it past the second round against Jones.
I think he fights Aspinall because I think it's going to be a lot of money. It's glory, and look, Aspinall's amazing. He's unbelievable. He's fast as for a heavyweight. He's big. He can grapple, black belt in jiu-jitsu. He's got knockout power, but he's never been in deep water, ever. I don't even know if he's gone to a second round.
I don't want to say that he doesn't have any chance because everyone has it.
Joe Rogan also addressed and dismissed the rumor that Jon Jones demanded $30 million to fight Tom Aspinall. He went on to share more details, emphasizing that in the meantime, Jones is considering retirement and should be given the time he needs. According to Rogan, Jon Jones is truly the GOAT of his era and deserves that respect.
I had heard a rumor that Jon Jones wanted $30 million to fight Tom Aspinall. And I did hear that rumor. And I did hear that the UFC said yes, but it is not true. So Dana contacted me, said that rumor's bullshit. So I felt obligated to tell everybody that was a fake rumor. I don't even remember who, because we did that podcast, unfortunately, we did that podcast 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I don't remember who told me that.
What do you think the amount is that Jon Jones would fight him for, or do you think it's an amount?
Well, apparently Jon is thinking about retiring.
Yeah.
And he should. I mean, he's going to have to someday. He should. I'm not saying he should retire. I'm saying he should think about it. Give the man all the time he wants. He can fight whenever he wants to fight. That's Jon Jones. He's the GOAT. So leave him alone. If he decides one day to come back, and he comes back and he wants to fight Tom Aspinall for the heavyweight title, the question is, like, how long are you allowed to hold on to the title before they start having that conversation? Now, he just knocked out Stipe Miocic.
While Joe Rogan continues to praise Jon Jones as the GOAT, Tom Aspinall strongly disagrees with that notion. In a recent response to a reporter's question, Aspinall dismissed the idea of Jones being among the pound-for-pound greats, calling it complete nonsense and rejecting any such comparisons or rankings involving him.
What is this pound-for-pound bull? It's a load of rubbish. It's like saying... It just doesn't even make sense. Like, don't get me started on that. It's just like, how can you have a pound for pound? What does that mean if everyone's the same size? So how can you compare Demetrius Johnson's style to Brock Lesnar's style and say if they're the same? Like, they've got completely different attributes. It's like, I've got a bulldog, right? It's like saying, right, if my bulldog had a really long neck, it would win a giraffe or the bulldog. Like, it's absolute bullshit. How can you even compare it? It's a lot of rubbish.
While many believe that a fight between Jon Jones and Tom Aspinall would be the biggest matchup to make, Chael Sonnen disagrees with this perspective. He recently discussed the fight, stating that all the information he has about it is inaccurate. According to Sonnen, this is merely a promotional and marketing tactic, and there's no truth to the fight being in the works based on his own sources.
I would believe that Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall is the biggest fight that our industry can put on. I would believe that. But every piece of data I have, actual data, tells me I'm wrong.
Amid all this, Tom Aspinall has come forward to address the reactions and news circulating. He condemned Chael Sonnen for spreading fake news about his upcoming fights, stressing that fans should not believe everything they see in the media. Aspinall revealed that discussions for a fight with Jon Jones will take place within the next week, and the fight date will be announced soon.
I see a lot in the news this week, a lot of rumours, guys like Chael Sonnen putting stuff out there.
Tom Aspinall versus Cyril Gane for the interim championship.
Just don't believe everything that you see over there. The truth will always be on my channel, but ultimately the UFC will be announcing it. I still need to have further chats with the UFC on stuff, so we'll be finding out soon. More conversations will be had early next week. There's stuff going on behind the scenes that I can't speak about, but yeah, just don't believe everything that you see in the news.
Furthermore, as concerns were raised about why Tom Aspinall is still waiting, he responded by emphasizing that as a professional fighter, all his fights are arranged through the UFC. Hinting at ongoing negotiations, he made it clear that he has no problem beating Jon Jones, but stressed that it's all in the hands of the UFC to finalize the details. He also confidently stated that he's ready to defeat any fighter put in front of him with ease.
Well, first of all, I want to be undisputed champ because I feel like I deserve a shot at it. That being said, I'm also a professional fighter and I'm not fighting at the moment. That isn't really my fault though. That's more to do with the UFC. They really, really want to make the fight with me and Jon Jones. For me, I'm not bothered if I fight Jon or not really. It'd be a good bonus if I can beat him. That I'd beat the best of all time. That people say that he's the person who's the best of all time, but I want to fight, man. but that isn't really up to me.
In the meantime, Jon Jones has consistently dismissed the idea of fighting Tom Aspinall. He claimed that Aspinall is just a beginner compared to him and stated that he has no interest in risking his legacy against someone so early in their career. Jones emphasized that he wants only legends on his resume, something he doesn't believe Tom Aspinall qualifies as.
You know, Aspinall to me is no difference than an Owen St. Prude or Dominic Reyes or Anthony Smith. You're like just another up-and-comer that's exciting right now. And I'm not into gambling my legacy for what's exciting. I want legends on my resume.
Reacting to this, Tom Aspinall blasted Jon Jones for repeatedly avoiding a fight with him. He claimed that Jon is unwilling to risk his legacy because he's afraid of losing if he steps into the ring with him.
And of course, it's been pretty interesting, all the stuff that Jon Jones has been saying to the media this week, and I'm sure there's more to come, but check out these.
You're beating guys who aren't even champions, and you consider yourself a champion. He's not a champion.
So Jon said I need to fight more champions, but this is the problem I've got. Jon is the champion, and he won't fight me. And he says that he won't fight me because it's too much of a gamble.
Aspinall to me is no difference than an Owen St. Prude or Dominic Reyes or Anthony Smith. You're like just another up-and-comer that's exciting right now. And I'm not into gambling my legacy for what's exciting.
And Jon, if you're not into gambling your legacy, that to me sounds like you're scared of losing against me.
Backing him, Tom Aspinall's father, Andy Aspinall, has also come forward in support of his son. Frustrated by the continued delays, he urged the UFC to finalize the deal. He emphasized that Tom has already built a strong resume, proving himself against tough opponents, even if they weren't on Jon Jones's level. He insisted that Tom now wants Jon specifically, so he can become the one and only undisputed heavyweight champion.
He's fought in the middle of the night to defend an interim. He fought for an interim because the fight was on for him to do an interim and he couldn't turn it down, and he won that. What else can he do? He can fight lesser people than Jon Jones, lesser ranked people than Jon Jones, but that means that he may miss the opportunity to fight Jon Jones, which is a massive opportunity because he's the champion and he's the best there's ever been. And if Tom beats him, that's great. And what other choices he got to sit around and fight one? You know, he could fight number 8 ranked guy now. Why should number 1 fight number 8? I don't know.
At the same time, criticism of Jon Jones for not fighting Tom Aspinall has intensified, with Colby Covington adding fuel to the fire. He expressed his firm belief that Tom would defeat Jones and accused Jones of damaging his own legacy by avoiding the fight. Covington didn't hold back, labeling Jones as a woman beater, a ducker, and a scared man.
I know he has to get that win, but do you think Tom Aspinall's the guy to beat Jon Jones?
For sure. Jon's scared of him. He's ducking him, man. He don't want to fight That's why he's like, oh, I'll vacate the title. I'll fight the number 10 guy. Fucking scared. Why do people think Jon Jones is a GOAT? He literally destroyed his legacy by ducking Tom Aspinall. The guy's a fucking coward, and he's a woman beater. He beat his fucking Jon Jones.
With Tom Aspinall once again calling out Jon Jones and reminding him that he's the best heavyweight champion in the world, the hype has reached a whole new level. In a recent viral video, Aspinall stated that if Jon truly believes he doesn't deserve a shot, then he should step into the ring and prove him wrong.
I'm the best heavyweight in the world. Prove me wrong, Jon. If you think you are, prove me wrong. Simple, nothing personal. I ain't hating on nobody. I'm the best heavyweight in the world. If you think you are, let's settle it. Simple as that.
Responding to the claims of ducking, Jon Jones shared his thoughts, stating that the narrative has come out of nowhere, and fans are overlooking the fact that he hasn't even entered direct negotiations with Tom Aspinall yet. He pointed out that fans believe Tom has what it takes to compete with him, and that's why this storyline of him ducking the fight has gained so much traction.
The Tom narrative came out of nowhere. He won a belt, and now suddenly I'm ducking him. I've never had negotiations to even fight him, if this makes sense. So the fans are just ignoring it. They're ignoring all logic, and they just have finally found someone that they think can compete with me, and everyone wants to see it now.
Sharing his thoughts, Ariel Helwani also weighed in on the situation, addressing concerns about the fight potentially not happening. He made it clear that the UFC shouldn't be blamed, revealing insider details that the organization has made every possible effort to make the fight happen. According to Helwani, it now comes down to getting the fighters to agree.
I understand. My understanding is, if this fight doesn't come to fruition, if for whatever reason it falls apart and we never get to see Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall, the UFC is not to blame. The UFC has, in my opinion, well, excuse me, I'll take that back. The UFC has, based on the conversations that I've had, not in my opinion, but what I'm reading and surmising and what's being told to me is they have made every effort in very good faith to make this fight happen.
The man leading the efforts to make this fight happen, Dana White, recently spoke about what the future holds regarding the potential matchup. He stated that this would be the biggest fight of Tom Aspinall's career, but if it doesn't come together, they'll move on to another opponent. At the same time, while answering a question, he hinted that the fight could potentially take place as early as July.
Maybe by July or something, if John's not committed, we kind of have to look at maybe stripping him and letting Aspinall move on.
100%. Listen, if we don't get the fight done, we move on and we make another fight.
And there you have it. Fireworks inside and outside the octagon, with Tom Aspinall calling out Jon Jones, Dana White teasing a possible July date, and the MMA world divided. This potential showdown is heating up fast. Will Jon step up or keep the critics talking? Hit that like button, subscribe for all the latest fight updates, and drop your predictions in the comments. Because if this fight goes down, it's going to be one for the history books.